back. Interested in any classes? Good morning, Miss Sally. What class would you like to take? History. You like history with Miss Raifort? Yes. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. I won't. Hi. Oh, I see we have some new students here with us today. My name is Raifort. I will be the one... No. The stupid hair is doing the stupid thing again. I absolutely hated this in my last playthrough, and I'm gonna hate it now. I will be the one to impart knowledge of the past to your little minds. Pokemon, fix the hair! Fix it! It's creepy. It makes me mad. History is a wonderful thing, truly splendid. The lives of our ancestors throughout history forge the path to the present in which we live. Today, you shall learn about the most mysterious location in all of Paldea, the Great Crater. As you are all aware, a massive crater known as the Great Crater of Paldea exists in the heart of our region. The area inside this crater is called Area 0, and research of its geological strata and material composition has shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. That's a long time. It was long believed that a certain something rested at the bottom of this mysterious crater. Ah, perfect timing to make eye contact, young Sally. Answer me this. What exactly was believed to rest in the depths of the Great Crater inside Area 0? A Snorlax treasure! That's correct! You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you did your homework prior to coming to my class. I've never been to your class. That's right. Some believe that a treasure more valuable than anything else in this world rested in the depths of the Great Crater. So much for dreams of treasure hunting, though, as a lab has been built in those very same depths. Oh, and before I forget, you would all do well to remember that the Great Crater and Area 0 are both off limits to all but those who have official business there. Do not dare entertain the fullest notion of gallivanting off to Area 0 in search of riches. It is no place for children dreaming of treasure and adventure. Well, that's not the reason I went there, so I mean, I'm clear. Besides, if it were at all possible to investigate the area, I would surely be the first to do so. Sorry, I already beat you to it, buddy. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Greeting, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today, we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Paldean Empire. Historical accounts describe the Paldean Emperor as being quite the dictator. This emperor also zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area 0. Oh my gosh, I had to say that like 5 different times because I kept saying believed like right before Area 0. Anyway, I must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours is today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. My goodness. In an attempt to gain the power to stand against Paldea's neighboring countries, the Emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area 0. Hello, I made eye contact again? Gosh, why do I do that? I would never do that. Approximately how many years ago was it that the Paldean Empire began to rule this region? 2,000 years ago. You just said it. That's correct. You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? Yep, I'm gonna leave that in. I see you're listening intently to my lecture. I mean, I'm saying it out loud, so I kinda am listening to it. The answer is about 2,000 years ago. That is when the great era of exploration began. However, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out by the Emperor ever reached the depths of Area 0. Was it the punishing journey itself that barred their way? Or perhaps some unknown creature? Hint, hint, wink, wink. The resounding failure of this great era of exploration almost certainly heightened the air of mystery surrounding the crater. Oh, what I wouldn't give to explore Area Zero in its untouched state at that time. I mean, it's still cool looking. Very eerie also. I suppose I can only hope for the swift invention of a time machine. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Hi again. Greetings, my little students. This is History 3. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today, we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. She says the same thing, right? I should just skip over that part. As you should remember from our last class, Area Zero's great era of exploration began about 2,000 years ago. This era lasted for approximately 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. Having poured much of its human and financial resources into the exploration of Area Zero for so long, the Paldean Empire fell into a decline. I read so well and then jacked it up at the end. Oh my gosh. 200 years later, or 800 years ago, the Empire and its surrounding nations united into one entity. This was the formation of Paldea as we know it today. Ah, yes. This very academy where you're now filling your young minds with knowledge was also apparently established at that time. I'm sucking at reading again. I mean, I just can't read out loud. Y'all should know this already. In fact, the school building, though certainly having undergone repairs through the years, is just as it was when it was built so long ago. 800 years. This very structure is a piece of history. Ah! Things of old are truly splendid. I would certainly prefer it to not have the Pokeball portion, though, a relatively new addition. The Pokeball is a bit much, but I do like it. Perfect timing to make eye contact. Gosh dang it. Let's see if you've been listening to my lecture. Tell me, approximately how many years ago was this academy of ours established? 800. Correct. I see the look of concentration on your face was indeed just that. I hate nothing more than when a student only pretends to listen. I'm a good student. This academy was constructed exactly 805 years ago, to be precise. In other words, your academy here is 805 years old. At the time, it offered state-of-the-art facilities and a uniquely innovative curriculum, such as people used to say. As such, people used to say. What? Those seeking knowledge need look no further than the grapes of Paldea. That's right, they were referring to Uva Academy. It is said that this proverb of sorts was even used outside of the Paldea region. Is that the time already? This ends today's lesson. Our next class will be our midterm exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. Okie dokie. Greetings, my little students. It is time for our midterm examination. Yeah? Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the name of the geological formation in the center of the Paldea region? The Great Crater of Paldea. Wow. What was long believed to rest in the depths of Area Zero? A mysterious Pokemon! It's a treasure. Wink, wink. How many years ago did the Paldean Empire begin to rule this region? 2000. How many years ago was this academy built? 105. 805. Oh my gosh. Those seeking blank need look no further than the grapes of Paldea. Knowledge. Your time is up. Put your writing utensils down. That last question was a freebie. Even the least capable of you surely padded your score there. What? That's mean. I sincerely hope you did anyway. Huh? What? You're calling people dumb? You're calling people stupidos? So ends our midterm examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Oh my gosh, she just said that the people that have not been paying attention, it had a freebie at the end there. And if they didn't, they're just bad. He said, it's been great to get the, yeah, I don't care. I know that I got 5. I mean, I have to read all of this out loud. I'm not gonna forget it within like 5 minutes. Alright, history number 5. Number 4. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Hello. Ah, perfect timing! I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Medicine that you chew? Wooden planks for writing on. Correct, your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasure, they must have been of superb quality. That, or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Rubble. Oh, is that the time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you are interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Later. Yeah. Today we will continue to unravel, blah blah blah. I trust that you all remembered our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area 0. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of this team that achieved this great feat was the Area 0 Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. My gosh. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was the author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area 0, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. He was just good at drawing too, honestly. Perfect timing. Oh, I forgot. Dang it, I didn't get to read it. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of the Great Crater? The Area 0 Expedition. Correct. To pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. The correct name for this team was the Area 0 Expedition. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as the Violet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area 0. The Violet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. your hair makes me so mad. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Violet book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. I have proof. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Is that the time already? Blah blah blah. History is enigmas. Class 6. Greetings, my little students. Today is our last class, so I would like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. In our last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably towards the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march towards the past instead? I don't want to do that. To start from our present and study history in reverse? That might be hard to follow. Yeah. Indeed, it may be difficult to understand the flow of events, how one thing leads to another, if we were to trace history in reverse. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us towards the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind terror orbs has its origin in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continued to explore that area. And around 140 years ago, Pokémon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, those were in fact terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day. A certain someone you have definitely heard of has unraveled this mystery. Perfect timing, blah blah blah. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? Professor Turo. Correct. To think that you, a new transfer to our academy, could correctly answer this question. You must be very diligent on your studies. Yeah, whatever. I met him. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Turo unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. He discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather, the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clabell was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Thus ends my history classes. Our next session will be our final exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. Greetings, my little students. It is time for your final examination. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the area within the Great Crater of Paldea called? Area Zero. How many years ago was this academy founded? 805 years ago. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasures? A folding fan. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record of the team's activities? Leaf, Thief, and Heath? It's Heath, but Leaf and Thief. How many years ago did Professor Turo invent Terra Orbs? 10. I almost forgot that one. Your time is up. Put your writing utensils down. You must excuse that last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test. But alas, the director forced me to include it. It is history, though. any day, any time before a second ago is history. What I just said is history. So ends our final examination. You may ask for your scores at the so ends our final examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Feels great to get a test out of the way, doesn't it? You must answer correctly, but I got 5 out of 5, 100%. Yay! Woohoo! It's so crazy. What do I get? XP candies medium. Wow! Thanks. Bye.